Meridian Rapid Defence Group, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is definitely no holiday. Again this year, Meridian took on the role of protecting the hundreds of thousands who turn up to see the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl game.
So this is the biggest and best job that we do because it's 5.5 miles of pure parade. It's got 110 different closures across it, and it involves 600 barriers and 12 beam gates. So it's a pretty big deal here.
The whole setup can be timed over days, moving that huge amount of barriers and gates in, so there's no rush. But that's not the case with reopening of the streets once the parade is over.
It takes us about 2.5 hours with 20 people. We have such a strict process about how we do it that it's just a matter of manpower.
The minute that the last float has passed, everyone at Meridian is ready to get on with it. The police, the sheriff, the street sweepers, they're all there, but ultimately nothing can happen unless Meridian gets it done fast, and I mean fast. How many cities around America are doing this sort of protection these days, do you know?
Well, we're in every state across the United States. We're everywhere in the United States, and we're doing everything from a farmer's market to a small parade to a very, very large parade like this, including stadiums and professional sports events.
To wind the clock back a bit, there is so much to do in the months leading up to the big day.
We do an extensive vehicle safety mitigation plan, which involves every detail of every access point to make sure that the right closure is there far enough away from the crowd so that there's no chance of any vehicles hurting anyone.
Radford Command, we are halfway through the parade route. We are halfway through the parade route.
Meridian's responsibility to protect the crowds doesn't go unnoticed, and this year attracting the attention of the local news reporters.
Attack in New Orleans impacting security at the Pasadena Rose Parade and Rose Bowl game. Eyewitness News reporter Amanda Palacios has the latest.
As the 136th Rose Parade concluded in Pasadena, local law enforcement agencies continue to increase security. These barricades, which are crash tested, were placed at each intersection along the parade route.
Our setup is done in a way that no cars can get around or through the barriers. So once they're set up, the barriers are in place and you actually don't have to man that location anymore because no one can get through.
The use of these barricades have proven to be effective in the past. Last year, a 21-year-old was charged with assault with a deadly weapon after attempting to ram into the barriers.
What happened is she disregarded a notice to stop. She went up a full block, hit the barriers that were about 60 feet away from a crowd, and then she actually backed up and then hit the barriers again, and she was arrested.
Chief Harris says there are about 1,100 plainclothes and uniformed law enforcement out today, and an additional 350 medical and first responders. He also says there are Meridian barriers placed all around the event to prevent vehicles from getting through.
The security mechanisms that we have in place at some of the inlets to the Colorado parade route they're called Meridian barriers, and what they are is a physical